Good morning and welcome to the February 23rd, 2022 Commissioners Meeting. Before we get started, today we have Father Tim Walston from St. Bernadette Church in Pierce Township. I had to get that in there. Did you notice that?
That's quite all right. Good and gracious God, as we gather together today, we thank you for all your many gifts and blessings that you have bestowed upon us. We ask you to continue to pour out your blessings upon us, upon all those in need, and upon this world. We especially pray for peace at this moment, that we may find peaceful resolutions to all conflicts. But we ask that you give us the wisdom we need to continue to do our best to fulfill your will for us, and to bring about anything that will glorify your name. We make this prayer known to you now through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Commissioner Painter, would you lead us in the pledge?
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now to officially start our meeting, we have the approval of the regular session minutes of February 16th. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
I will second. Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Abstain.
Thank you. Item C, today we have a proclamation that we're going to present to Johnny from the Developmental Disabilities. And Johnny, you want to join me up here at the podium? Lisa, are you coming up with him?
I'll take some pictures. Is that okay?
That's fine. Hi again, Johnny.
Hi.
We're going to present you with a proclamation today. And this states, whereas the Clermont County community is involved in advocating for programs that promote positive system changes and that allow persons with developmental disabilities to achieve optimum independence and to promote innovative programs and practices that improve the quality of life for these individuals, and whereas the most effective way to increase this awareness through everyone's active participation in community activities and the openness to learn and acknowledge each individual's contributions, and whereas we encourage all citizens to support opportunities for people with disabilities that include full access to education, housing, employment, and recreational activities, and whereas the United States no longer underestimates the abilities of Americans with disabilities due to the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act in 1990, and whereas the Clermont County Board of Developmental Disabilities is proud to work with partner agencies to celebrate the success of children and adults in our community who have developmental disabilities. Now, therefore be it proclaimed that we, the Clermont County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim this month of March 2022 as Developmental Disability Awareness Month in Clermont County, Ohio, and offer full support to efforts that assist people with developmental disabilities to make choices that enable them to live successful lives and realize their potential. Johnny, I'm proud to have you here today to accept this. And if you have a few words you would like to say, we would love to hear you.
Yep.
Go ahead. It's yours.
My name is John Hicks. I live in Claremont County. I've been part of a Gulf Advocacy Group about 2.5 years. This year, we're named a Gulf Advocate of the Year. I have worked a role for over 1 year. I can volunteer for food pantry pack to take home bags for West Claremont School District. The thing I really enjoy involves putting a gap with art. I'm in the protecting band. Protecting section. We have very first performer at Campbell County High School last week. March 12th, we were performing in Murphy High School. April, we are going overnight trip to Columbus to perform. I'm very proud of involved with Clermont County activity. And you accept the proclamation for Gigi. Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny, for coming. Appreciate it.
Round of applause for Johnny.
We're gonna come up here and we're going to take a picture with Dave Painter, one of our commissioners, and Claire Corcoran.
Lisa and Hillary, you want to join us in the picture, please?
Lisa?
Let's have Hillary join you. I'll take picture.
You don't want to get in there?
Let's go behind the camera.
Come on, Lisa.
Aw.
I'll take a picture
Yes.
for you.
Why don't you get in the middle?
It's because Dan couldn't be here today. That's the problem. Let's get the proclamation. Here, I'll take off my mask.
That's it.
So you want to write
Good.
proclamation? Would that be okay? There you go.
Great.
All right.
That's small pretty. He always does three, Johnny. Thank you for so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. It was so nice meeting you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you so very much. Good to see you.
Ben.
We appreciate everything.
Seen you in a while.
Here, I will see you.
Out of sight, out of mind, right? Try. I was just about to say that. How many more years you gotta do that?
Reader what?
I know.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Moving on to item number D, public participation. Okay. Item number E, consent agenda. Board, we've had the agenda. Are there any corrections or deletions?
None.
None.
Would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Moving on to item F, non-consent agenda. Number 8 is a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 027-22 resolving to approve payment to vendors in the total revised amount of $1,797,263.50 as set forth in the BCC approval invoice reports for checks dated February 23rd, 2022, BCC directed prepaid invoices reports and/or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on February 22nd, 2022, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for same pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, thank you. Item number 9, Tim Dick.
Connie Tibby, the Department of Job and Family Services. Item number 9 is the recommendation of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Timothy Dick, the Director of the Department of Job and Family Services, to execute an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services Title 4E Child Placement Agreement and Addenda to Agreement thereto, consisting of addenda numbers 1 through 3, by and between the County of Claremont, Ohio, and ENA Incorporated, located in Pedro, Ohio, for the provision of residential treatment services for a specific child referred by the Department of Job and Family Services and/or Claremont County Juvenile Court at the rates as outlined therein, effective March the 1st of 2022 through February 28th of 2023, pursuant to and compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order in concert with requisition number 162600 dated January 20th, 2022.
Thank you. Board, we've heard the reading of item number 9. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Connie, you're going to be Tim all the way through,
I am.
right?
Item number 10 is the recommendation of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Timothy Dick, the Director, Department of DJFS, to execute an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services Title 4E Child Placement Agreement and Addenda to Agreement thereto, consisting of addenda numbers 1 through 3, by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and NECO Incorporated, located in Cincinnati, Ohio, for the provision of special needs foster care services for a specific child, referred by the Department of Job and Family Services and/or Claremont County Juvenile Court at the rates outlined therein. It's effective January the 10th of 22 through January 9th of 23, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein, and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order in concert with requisition number 1430-00 dated January 7th of 2022.
Board, we've heard the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 11.
Recommendation of Tom Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Timothy Dick, the Director of DJFS, to execute an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services Title IV Replacement Agreement and addenda to agreement thereto, consisting of addenda numbers 1 through 3, by and between the County of Claremont, Ohio, and Nichols Home 2, located in Morrow, Ohio, for the provision of group home services for a specific child, referred by the Department of Job and Family Services and/or Clermont County Juvenile Court at the rates as outlined therein. It's effective January 31st of 2022 through January 30th of 23, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein, and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order in concert with requisition number 1898-00 dated February the 10th of 2022.
Thank you. Board, we've heard the reading of item number 11. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 12.
Item 12 is the recommendation of Timothy Dick, Director of the Department of Job and Family Services, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute Amendment Number 3 to the sub-grant agreement by and between the County of Claremont, Ohio, and Claremont County Community Services Incorporated, located in Batavia, Ohio, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on February the 10th, 2021, and subsequently amended on August the 11th of 21 and December the 1st of 21, for the provision of emergency rental assistance ERA1 program services in Claremont County, Ohio. With said amendment number 3 to revise the line item budget to reflect a decrease in the budget from $5,545,894.23 to $4,965,954.65, which represents a decrease in the amount of $579,939.58, as outlined in the revised ERA1 program budget attached thereto and incorporated therein as Exhibit 2. It's effective for the period of February the 10th of 21 through September 30th of 22, with all other terms and conditions of the original sub-grant agreement and amendments thereto to remain in full force and effect.
Thank you. Board, we've heard the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
Item 13, Doug Royer. Morning.
Morning. Item number 13 is a recommendation of Jeremy Evans, the county engineer, with concurrence of Tom Eigel, county administrator, to approve the request to advertise for bids for project number RS0122 relative to the 2022 road resurfacing program located in various townships and villages pursuant to the specifications therefore, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on March 3rd, 22, with bids to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, March 17th of 22, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, Batavia, Ohio, where they will be publicly opened and read aloud shortly thereafter. This notice is also posted on the Clermont County internet site. I won't go into a whole lot of detail, but I do think it's worth mentioning that this is the largest paving program we've had in the county. That couldn't happen without the commissioner's commitment for the ARPA funds, the $4 million. Definitely appreciate that. The estimated construction cost is $7.6 million. If you take out the Batavia Township, Pierce Township, Williamsburg Township, and the villages of Williamsburg and Moscow, if you take out their roads that they're partnering with us, the county engineer's office just for county roads were about $6.2 million, which I think we've probably done close to $2, $3, or $4 million using other funding mechanisms, but this is definitely the most we've ever spent on county roads. We're getting approximately, what was it? on the county road system, we're getting almost 45 roads that we're resurfacing and almost 18 roads that we're repairing. And then put it in perspective, in the years past, we've typically committed $2 million of our local MV&G funds, and we get somewhere between 15 to 20 miles. So we're nearly tripling. Well, budget-wise, we are tripling what we do annually. So it's definitely appreciative of the county commissioners. I was actually at a county engineers meeting a couple weeks ago where all the county, the Ohio county engineers are there, and we had a discussion about the ARPA funds, and we were the highest. So you should be proud of that. And everyone was pretty shocked. There was only a handful of county engineers office that got anything, and we were by far. Everyone was oohing and ahhing you. So they were jealous, needless to say. So
Doug, is there a listing anywhere of the roads, the county roads that are going to be paved? Because I know I get calls periodically, and I'm
yeah,
sure
we
the
have
others.
that should be posted on our website.
Okay, thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item 13. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second.
Any other discussion?
Just to talk about that for a second, that ARPA money, Recovery Plan Act, it's the citizens' money, and what better place to put it into a service or, roadways that people use every day, so I think that's a great choice.
Appreciate it.
Any other? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Item
Thank you.
14, Doug.
Number 14 is a recommendation of Jeremy Evans, County Engineer, with concurrence of Tom Eigel, County Administrator, to accept the following permanent easements. They're heretofore granted and conveyed to the County of Clermont for roadway purposes necessary for project number PI 2620 relative to the Pond Run Road Bridge located in Pierce Township, and to authorize payment as compensation for the permanent easement and right-of-way granted. This is for some permanent easements for a bridge replacement.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Lyle Bloom.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Item 15 is a recommendation not to proceed with the Weaver Road Water Petition Part 2 project located in Stone Lake Township due to the lack of support from property owners for said project, and to authorize the Claremont County Water Resources Department to send notice to the owners of property affected by said project, advising them that the project is no longer active and declaring that all proceedings with respect to same are hereby discontinued. So as part of this project, there were 28 properties that would have been benefited. It was a water assessment project. And we had submitted or mailed letters to each resident to see if they were in support or opposition to the project. The total assessment for each parcel, which included system and capacity fees and the meter and installation fees, was estimated at $18,848. The responses we received back, 15 of the properties were opposed and only 6 were in support. So that is why we're recommending not to proceed.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
That was the opposition because of the amount of money that had to be assessed to each property.
I'm sure that had a significant factor in their decision. We were contributing I don't have the exact dollar amount, but we were making a significant contribution to the project to get their basic benefit down to $15,000. Mentioned this is the part 2 of the project. So we had a part 1 that only, I think it benefited 2 properties. It was a very short water extension. After that was completed, the other residents down the street wanted to see what the cost would be. And so we were going to loop the water main over to Newtonsville Hutchinson. And that's why we were contributing the additional funds, because it was going to create a hydraulic loop in the system. And it was getting the cost down to what the other properties had paid as part of the part 1 project.
Is there any benefit to this project as far as sewer that's going in that area also, or is that
No.
got nothing to do with that?
Nothing.
Okay.
The closest sewer would be the Newtonsville project,
Mhm.
but it's still a significant distance from it, that they would not receive any.
And the loop installation, is that something that you wanted for
It was very,
maintenance benefit
it
or?
was a hydraulic improvement, but it wasn't a significant improvement. It's something we don't really need for our system. We modeled it and there was minimal benefit, but not enough to encourage us to go out and build this on our own for some system improvements.
In any loss to the water district? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to get down to is there a contribution that could be made here that would allow this installation to be made? And if it were, in picking up those 22 customers, would there be a payback on that over time that's beneficial to the Clermont County Water Service?
So the total project cost was $1.1 million. I'll have to get to here. Like I said, we were making a contribution, recommending a contribution of $689,000. So what the property owners were paying for the basic benefit assessment was $420,000. If the other $420,000 were picked up, that would take their assessments to zero. For the basic benefit, they'd still have the meter and installation and capacity fees of just around $3,000. So it would be a long payback period to recoup the total project cost of $1.1 million with that number of benefited properties.
Well, my thought on there is that, is this something that was really wanted for the benefit of the user, or does it benefit the water district also? And if we were able to pick up some of that with the ARPA funds, is that something that you would think that they might continue with the installation?
I mean, there might be more support depending on how much their assessments are reduced. There certainly would be support. I think would increase support if the commissioners wanted to devote some of the ARP funds. Again, we were already recommending a significant contribution from the water resources funds.
Right. You're taking that from your funds at the enterprise zone though, right?
But as far as an improvement to the distribution system, it would be very minimal.
Okay.
What's the mileage? What are we looking at?
This was 6,000, let me see here, 6,730 feet of water main. So it's a very agricultural area. There's some larger tracks.
So is it reasonable to say that their 18,848 is the 420,000 assessment that they're picking up, minus some tap fees and other stuff, right?
It was 15,000 without the tap fees. And
So if there was a contribution there of $200,000 to the project and ARPA funds, is that going to reduce them down 50% of that 18 grand or close to it?
Yeah, it would take them to, with the capacity fees and everything else, probably closer to 10,000.
Yeah. Now the next question is, has this already been designed?
No,
Okay.
there's been everything we've done is in-house, just preliminary engineering.
But this would benefit the fire service too in that area.
It would provide fire protection to that area. Currently, they have none other than maybe a farm pond or something like that.
Or tanking it in.
Yes, correct.
Well, if we were to vote no on this particular issue, to not squelch it right here, you could go back and have those conversations.
Sure.
As far as,
If that's what the board wanted to do.
right, if that's what you want to do.
We'd have to review it and then come back before we go out and say, hey, we can offer you this.
Right.
We want to consider tabling this issue.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'd move to table item number 15 for further discussion and at a time to be determined.
Does that put any impact on the time frame that you have to respond to this, or are you okay?
No, we're fine. We can pull the property owner to see if there would be more interest, if there was a additional contribution, maybe to get their total assessments closer to.
I think I'd ask that before we do that, we all have an opportunity to review this and not go out and say, and then we'll tell you to go ahead and then ask them.
All right.
Let the whole board review it first.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you. So there's a motion to table, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Do you need a second?
I do.
Okay, I'll give you a second on that.
Okay. Holly, can you call the roll call on the, do we have to rescind the vote that we already did?
We can just table the item.
Okay, thank you. You have to do a roll call on that, Holly? Okay, thank you. Thanks, Lyle. Number 16.
Item
I'm
16,
sorry, do you want to table the item?
We did.
Table the item, we will have a vote. I
Okay,
apologize.
that's what I was
Yes, to
asking.
table the item. Yes, we would need a motion to table the item.
I made that
Did. I
motion.
And
second.
you second it.
Roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
The item's been tabled.
Thank you.
All right. Item 16 is a recommendation to execute license agreement number PKS 21-081 with the State of Ohio Department of Natural Resources out of Columbus, Ohio, to allow for entry upon state property known as the Little Miami Scenic Trail and identified as parcel number 17-25-20B-115 for the purposes of constructing, operating, and maintaining a sanitary sewer main across a portion of the Little Miami Scenic Trail for project number 6402-60168 relative to the Arrowhead Wastewater Treatment Plant Elimination Project located in Miami Township for a total license amount not to exceed $1,250, effective upon execution by the Director of ODNR, and to remain in effect through December 31st, 2046, with an option to renew for an additional period of 25 years thereafter, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein and contingent upon the release of the purchase order. So this is just the license agreement. We're proposing to install a force main under the bike trail. We'll build a lift station to eliminate the treatment plant and then pump up to a gravity sewer that we're going to be extending as part of this project as well.
Thank you. Board, we've heard the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. 17.
Item 17 is a recommendation to accept the contract between Clermont County and the Great Lakes Construction Company out of Hinckley, Ohio. And this is for project number 6401-60166 relative to the PUB Well Field Control Tower, wells 17 through 20 project located in Pierce Township. It's complete as of August 10th, 2021, and to approve the application and certification for payment number 6, which is the final and represents a progress payment in the amount of $1,273.87 and the principal amount of $15,880 plus all accrued interest earned thereon relative thereto, and further to authorize the Claremont County Auditor to issue the reference progress payment subsequent thereto.
Board, we've heard the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. You're on a roll, huh? Lyle, number 18.
Item 18 is a recommendation to accept the following grant of water easement with right of re-entry for repair and replacement that will be granted and conveyed to Clermont County for utility purposes of constructing, operating, maintaining, repairing, replacing, removing, or reinstalling water utility lines, pumping equipment, and all incidental fixtures required for the transportation of water in, on, under, and across the property of the grantors. And this is for project number 6401-60191 relative to the Price Road Water Main Replacement Project located in Miami Township, and to authorize the execution of the plat of easement as designated, and further to authorize the county auditor to remit payment to the grantors in the amounts as outlined below and as indicated on the settlement sheet as compensation for the permanent easement and right-of-way. And the grantor is Brian M. and Sarah Griffin for property at 6238 Price Road. And this is one of 4 easements that we need for the project.
Board, we've heard the reading of item number 18. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Lyle. Number 19, Chris Davis.
Morning.
Good morning.
It's the recommendation of myself, Chris Davis, Director, Information Systems Department, the Telecommunications Division, with the concurrence of Greg Bickford, Assistant County Administrator, to authorize Bonnie Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute extension number 1 to service agreement number 02450731 by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and Cincinnati Bell Telephone Company, LLC of Cincinnati. Previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on April 22nd, 2019, for the provision of voice and data transport services for Clermont County agencies, departments, offices, at the rates as defined on the service pricing detail cost sheet attached thereto and made a part thereof, for an estimated total monthly rate of $18,480.09, for an estimated total contract amount not to exceed $221,761.08, plus applicable regulatory fees, effective April 23rd, 2022 through April 22nd, 2023, with all other terms and conditions of the original contract to remain in full force and effect, and contingent upon the release and receipt of the purchase order.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 19. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 20, Holly.
Number 20 is the recommendation of Thomas J. Eichel, County Administrator, to acknowledge that on February 7th, 2022, the Board of County Commissioners received a copy of Resolution 202-01-2022, heretofore adopted by the Board of Batavia Township Trustees on February 1st, 2022, requesting that the Board of County Commissioners to vacate Ashkirk Way right-of-way situated in Batavia Township as described therein, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 5553-045 of the Ohio Revised Code, to accept the preliminary report of the county engineer dated February 16th, 2022, in and as it relates to the aforestated request, and to establish the date, time, and location of the public hearing therefore in accordance therewith. The public hearing to be held on Wednesday, March 16th, 2022, at 11 a.m. local time in the office of Board of County Commissioners here in Batavia.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 20. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion?
Do I have a second? I'll second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the dates were right. I didn't second on that because I didn't know if it had been considered when I was away. That's all.
It was not. This is the first time this has been presented before the board.
That was it. I saw that 2/16 date and I was like, I didn't get back till 2/17. So I was,
February 16th was just the date in which Craig Reisner's report was received here at the Board of County Commissioners.
okay. Thank you.
Do we have a roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes,
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
thank you. Mary Raines. Hi. Good morning.
Item number 21 is a request to increase the annual appropriations for 2022 for the Miami Trail Stormwater Fund in the amount of $10,000 to make some storm pipe repairs, and to the Enhanced Wireless 911 Fund in the amount of $44,520 for the bargaining unit salaries, and that's in regards to the supervisors at the 911 bargaining, and the budget wasn't in the bargaining unit account.
Board, you've heard Mary Raines on item number 21. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, thank you. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Yes, Commissioners, if you would consider adding G1 to the executive session to consider the compensation of a public employee.
Do I have a motion to do this add-on?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Moving on to item H is executive session. Executive session pursuant to section 121.22 G1 and G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to 1, consider the compensation of a public employee, and 2, confer with the prosecuting attorney concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action respectfully. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
I will second.
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, we shall return. Thank you. We have returned from executive session. I can't talk. No decisions were made. At this time, we'll move on to item I, county staff elected official discussion.
Commissioners, can I just one thing? Can we just acknowledge for the record, just a clarification for item number 20? This was the Batavia Township trustees' request for the vacation of Ashkirk Way right-of-way. The resolution number, to clarify for the record, the resolution number should read 02-01-2022.
Thank you, Holly.
Welcome.
Okay. Tom, can I ask you at this time, isn't February 28th, we have to appoint someone for, or Dave, maybe you know, to set it as our representative for District 14? Is that what they,
suggest that, but they're not on schedule to do it.
well, I just didn't want us to miss that date.
Right.
Okay.
You're talking about the representative to the state panel?
Yes.
Or just the
Yes.
establishing Region 14's membership? Or you're talking about the appointment to the state panel?
Yeah, one of the things that's in that, Judy and I talked about that yesterday. We've all read it. There's tons and tons of information there. But one of the things that you can do is that if your bylaws and your whole region hasn't been set up, you can appoint a representative to the state. And that's what people kind of get confused about. As Region 14, which is 7 counties, you get to pick one person within all those subdivisions that actually goes to the state foundation board. You can do that without having your whole organization in place if everybody agrees on that one person and everybody votes affirmative to do that. Suggestions been made to do that on an interim basis, like for a 6-month, to get someone at the state foundation board, because that person will be involved in them writing their policies and their charter for that entire state foundation. So what we had asked was that if anybody has a suggestion, for consideration for that person, and yesterday Butler County put one in, which was Judge Joyce Campbell. And so we're going to send that to everybody that's in that entire regional, to take a look at. But if there are other people who would like to serve or be considered, they can submit a.
I guess I misunderstood. I thought we here in Clermont County were to appoint someone by the 28th.
Yeah.
But maybe I misunderstood that at the
You
beginning.
don't have to do it county by county.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought we had to do.
Your actual regional board will be a cross section of commissioners, township trustees,
And who appoints us?
Who
Are we all
appoints
involved?
those?
We're all involved in appointing
Yeah,
who's going to
mhm.
serve?
Absolutely.
Well, I saw names on the list, which is why I was like, I didn't know those people were going to be serving on that for our county.
Yeah, what we did was we just put out a straw man organization. See, none of the counties have a straw man organization yet. So we just put one together that was a cross section that we just, I did. I just put an organization together. It was just a straw man that just says, this is what a cross sectional cut of Claremont County looks like. That was
So
it.
each county's going to do their own then, and then
Yes.
we're going to vote on who is going to
Mhm.
represent each one of those.
Yes.
Like,
So those are set in stone, then that list, I didn't understand either.
No, they're not set. They're not set in stone at all.
Okay.
They're not set in stone.
And so as a role as a prosecutor, Jason Fountain has been involved in this all along. And my only recommendation to this board is he would be the lead in all this.
Yeah.
Because, we need legal counsel there. He's been involved in the entire
Right.
lawsuit and how we came to terms and how we voted on whether or not we were going to go ahead and proceed with the settlement agreement that's coming forward.
And then, it's going to depend, all of us in our particular local government structure are going to be able to decide what we want as far as a charter and whether we want to elect a president, a vice president,
Right.
a first, we get to decide that,
All right.
on down the road.
That clarifies.
I like your idea, Jason, since he's been so involved in it.
He knows it inside and out.
One of the things that they recommend heavily in the One Ohio agreement is that you give consideration to private business at any time that you can, because for them to remain a 501c3, if it's all government officials, they can't. So they,
Some of those players are already involved.
Right.
I'm
Correct.
I'm familiar with 501c3s.
Mhm.
Okay, we're good.
No, and that's moving along slowly. Two counties haven't, put anything forward just yet. You know what I mean? So
I think they will. I think they're.
I do too.
It just kind of all hit at once, and everybody's trying to scramble to put all their groups together.
In the Ohio One agreement allows you to adopt some of those structures if you like them. Like for instance, the OPWC structure or the Board of Health structure to get a cross reference of your county.
All right,
Okay.
great.
Any other member comments?
Just that today's always a special day for developmental disabilities, and it was such a pleasure having Johnny here, and he actually typed out everything he was going to read today, and it was so precious. He volunteers to help, put bags and stuff together, and it was so neat watching such a good citizen in Claremont County come forward today. And those are really the kind of people we need in our lives. They bring you back to what life is really about.
He introduced me to his case manager. I said, does she manage you or do you manage her? And boy, right now, no, she's my case manager. He was nice.
And he came 20 minutes early to make sure he was on time. It was precious.
A couple of things to just discuss, just to bring you up to speed from the NACO meeting. One of the things that was discussed up there is that the ARPA funds, a lot of counties are taking a look at those ARPA funds and getting a one-time chance. One of the things that ARPA will allow you to do with those funds is to remove lead-based water lines. And so some of those counties have made a suggestion to be a lead-free county. And so they are using those funds to hire a coordinator and then going and mapping all the lead water lines that are in their county and then funding that to systematically remove them. One of the cities in New Jersey has just done that and eliminated all lead because you only get one chance to do that. I had talked to Lyle about that, and Lyle had said some time ago, EPA required that in Claremont County that all the water companies identify their lead-based water lines. And I'm not saying consider it today, but it might be something that you think about and want to consider. You've got an opportunity to make all water distribution in Claremont County lead-free, with those funds. That's one of the available uses for that fund. Another one just to bring up is broadband. One of the examples that was used on that, and I know we've talked about broadband before, was Boone County, Kentucky. Boone County, Kentucky put out a competitive bid process to provide broadband service to every residence in their county. And they did it on a competitive basis. Cincinnati Bell was the recipient of that. Spectrum was the recipient, whatever that communications company is. And they have entered into a contract with them that they call a gap fund contract. It's for those, not for the areas that Spectrum would have already attacked themselves. It's for those areas that it wasn't dense enough for them to run that broadband. So I think he said their contract was $13.5 million. And with that additional, that puts that broadband service to every residence that they have in Boone County. Something that's one of the available uses for that. One of the other uses that got talked about there was that, and this was a crazy one. I think we've heard it before. They were like, can you take this money and relay it back to the taxpayers by a check to them? And the answer was, you can do that. And I was really surprised on that. However, you have to have a way to verify that the person receiving those funds was impacted by the COVID epidemic. So we ask, how do you do that? And they said exactly like the doctor's office does it. You have a form that they fill out that says, have you had it, that kind of thing. And then you put that form to file and you make that distribution. I just want to bring it. Another
that was being looked at was a one-time, one-year sales tax reduction that they used the ARPA funds, and that was to spawn off inflation and to encourage people to, buy more in the market, obviously raising the total sales tax base up. One of the things was talked about is that inflationary pricing is actual government taxation without voting on it, because as items go up, taxation goes up. We here in Claremont County are up 13% by the latest report, already. So that was one of the things that they talked about. And that was just, if you have any other questions about, ARPA funds or, something like that, and what other counties are thinking about, that was just some of the ones that are out there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anything else, Ms.
No.
Corcoran? Then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Okay.